I got it. Hello there. Thanks for clicking on this video. I'm going to show you some stuff I received in the mail today. Picked it up at the post office. So, whatever, right? It's all uneven. That's a little more orderly. All right, so before I get to the stuff I received today, I'm going to show something I received about a month ago, and it was broken, right? Essentially cracked. So I got a hold of the eBay seller, and they refunded me, and they asked me to send it back. And it had been sitting here till today, and I was going to throw it away today. But this is what it is. It's a record. This is a record by Iron Butterfly. And no, it's not the one with In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida on it. So this record, I got it, and let's take a look at it. You can't tell now, but it had a big crack in it. It still does. All right, you could see through it, right? And today I just left it sitting around, and today I was about to go to the post office, but before I did, I was going to toss that record out. I tossed some other things out, right in that dumpster over there. So what I did, I was going to take the record out, right, and just toss it in separately from the cover, and just toss it in there and watch it break, because if it's already broken, let's break it some more in the dumpster. But I was looking at it, and I'm like, I pushed the crack back together, right? It's right. Let's see if I can do it again here. Yeah, it's cracked right, like there's a big crack, but I pushed it back together and looked at it. I'm like, that looks like you can't even really see it. So I went back inside. I was ready to leave to go to the post office, actually, right? So I went back inside, unlocked my door, and put that on the record player, and lo and behold, it sounds fine. It sounds pretty beautiful, actually. There's no noise, no skips or anything and it's a significant crack too. But so I guess that's pretty awesome. So I do have a little egg on my face now, right? As the seller refunded me some money, right? So when I have some money, I'm going to give the guy the money back, right? I think that's the proper thing to do. So yeah, so this Iron Butterfly album, it's called Metamorphosis, and it's billed as Iron Butterfly with Panera and Rhino. I don't know where they came from or what, but they're not singing, they're instrument players, whatever. So let me put so this record, it looks a little scuffy and such, but it's like I previewed it. I popped it around different spots, right? I had to leave, or wanted to leave, but later on I'm going to give it a playthrough, a listen to. So there it is. It's the cover is a little, you know, beaten up around here. There's the back cover. And it's a gatefold. A gatefold album there with different pictures of the members, right, of the band. I don't know if I'm getting this all on the whatever, right? No inner sleeve or anything, just a clear, well, there's an inner sleeve, not a, you know, printed one or whatnot. So Iron Butterfly, I think, when did that album come out? I think it's from 70 maybe, or 71 or something. So it's among the older, it's the oldest piece of music I have. Probably older than, I don't think I even have many toys that are older than that. Lighter. All right, so now it's on to things I snatched up from my post box today. Well, actually, so I said I was about to head to the post office when I was gonna throw that record up, but I actually went to a grocery store first, and I'm gonna tell some meandering stories, I guess. Went to a grocery store, to the pharmacy, and it specifically to pick up a prescription. And one of the pharmacists there, like I'm 47, and this guy was probably, I don't know, older than me, right? He had white hair and a white beard, but I had a Ramones hat on, right? And he said something like, "Oh, you don't even look old enough to see those guys." And he pointed at his head. I'm like, what? Because I forget what I'm wearing, like something with a logo on it. I'm like, huh, what? Oh, yeah, the hat. I'm like, and I told him I actually did see him in like 95 or something with White Zombie. Well, had a nice little conversation. So then I walked off to the post office, and there's like a little park along the way, and there was a duck, like a duck in the park, and it was picking at the ground. It was like people around too, and it was pretty cool. I made a short video of it. It's a video on there about 20 seconds long or something. So that was pretty cool. I was like 10 feet away from the duck. So yeah, it's in the video. I uploaded it just before this here video. Hey there, Asgar. Are you Nordic? Asgar ×2. How you doing, Asgar? Thanks for watching this video. So yeah, I saw that duck. But before I saw the duck, I was left the grocery store and was walking, and some guy was sitting on a bench and said, "Oh, that's a cool shirt." And I look like that's another thing people say, "Oh, that shirt's cool," or "that band's awesome," or something, right? And I'm like, I have to look down to remember what shirt I'm wearing. Like, oh yeah, Motley Crue. And I said, yeah, I saw them like at that little place down the road. There's like an outdoor venue. through a hole in the fence a few years ago. It used to be pretty easy to sneak a peek at the bands playing. Not anymore. So then I saw the duck. Then I went to the post office, is where we're getting at here. Got home and sat here for a while, opened the mail before I did this video, rolled a doobie, etc. And now here we are with the items I received today. This fucking shit here. Whoops. I try not to swear too much, but just because I don't know why lately. Oh, it's all screwy. How's that? Oh, that works well. So 11 minutes in. So I guess I will start with the music, right? Since there's less. No, I'll start with the games since there's less of them. First up is for the PlayStation 2, Way of the Samurai. This game's from what, 2001? It's from 2002. I forgot about this game for a while, and I saw a eBay listing for it or something, right? And I'm like, oh, Way of the Samurai. Or saw it on auction, right? And this is the game, this is the one that was on auction. So I'm like, I vaguely remembered it. I didn't play it much, but I remember thinking it looked like it might have been cool. So I thought, wow. And this one was cheaper than the buy it now, as I got it. I won the auction right at a decent price. So here it is. It's like a 3D action adventure. I believe there's different outcomes. You're wandering, you're a samurai at the end of the samurai area, and blah, blah, blah. Stuff, I don't know, I forgot. Well, it says right here, there's two factions struggling for power, and you can decide which one to help, I guess, I think. So there it is. I guess it's CIB, right, with the manual. So I'll play this at some point. I'll probably, I don't know if I'll do a dry playthrough. I'll probably play it first and off YouTube, right? Try to get good at it, and then I'll do a playthrough if I can beat it. All right. All right. So next up is Blaster Master. Yeah. It's came with this Nintendo little snap case, right? A lot of times rental stores would buy these up, right, and stick them in here when you rent them. Sometimes there'd be these aftermarket third-party instruction stickers they'd slap on here, right? Because the manuals would get stolen. So that's cool enough in itself, this little Nintendo snap case with the hangy tab still on it. It's one side's off, but so that's cool, right, in and of itself. So here's Blaster Master in its sleeve. No box. However, Can you see that the manual is included? So this Blaster Master, all right, a Sunsoft classic, mix of side-scrolling and overhead type stuff, right? A bit of a Metroidvania in the sense that you have to get items and go back to other places and stuff you've already been to and figure your way around. You pilot it's kind of like a tank. It's on wheels, but this vehicle with a cannon, and you can jump out. So your little man runs around, and you go in these doors, and then your little dude's in an overhead stage where his sprite is bigger and stuff, right? That's where you fight the bosses. This is a tough game. I don't think in fact, I've never beat it legit. I'm not even sure if I emulated my way through it. It's one I used to, I still love this game quite a bit. It's one I played a lot back as a child, right? The manual, yeah, it even gives you a little, not a detailed map, but a general direction of the game. And it gives away stage 1's secret, a little something you might want, whatever. So yeah, that's pretty sweet. Blaster Master. So since this has a sleeve, I'll probably give this, I have 3 games without sleeves or boxes or whatnot. Othello, the Mario Duck Hunt card, and Blades of Steel. I'll probably put Blades of Steel in there. So that's pretty nifty. So I guess we're going on to the rest of it here, the music. Some CDs. Well, we already did I already showed the vinyl there, but I've got 5 CDs and a cassette. You can tell from the thumbnail anyhow, right? Itchy. There was a little bug hit me in between the eyes. Little buggers. Okay, so I guess I will show this one off next. I got it off eBay. This is Cannibal Corpse's album, their second one from 1991, Butchered at Birth. This is the censored version. With a special uncensored offer inside. So, this is censored artwork-wise, not lyrically or music-wise, or they don't bleep anything out or replace any lyrics or anything. So, this is how I originally bought this. I remember buying it at the mall in a place called Tape. I think it was called Tape City. It was like a Music Land offshoot. They only sold cassettes, so it was censored, right? I actually, so I bought this originally like this. It even says censored version on the cassette itself. On one side, on Metal Blade Records. So I actually did back in the day, ripped that off there and filled it out and sent it in. It's mostly blank in here. It does have the recording info and legalese and whatnot. So yeah, classic album. With the boring censored one. So back in the day after I sent that slip into Metal Blade Records and got my uncensored cover, I kept this in here with it for a long time. I might have even, I think I even taped it to the wall at one point. So it's the boring old censored version, but it's just as well, because I'm not too into not that cover didn't take talent by Vincent Locke, the guy that does all their covers, essentially. Except for one CD, the Hammer Smash Face EP had a cover by someone else in Europe. But yeah, just as well, right? Whatever, right? I forgot what I was doing. I guess I can put that down for a bit. Spark up a more idiotic form of smoke here, a cigarette. So the next bunch of stuff here, these 5 CDs, all purchased off one seller on Discogs. CDs. Oh yeah, that's one thing I wanted to say I forgot about. I meant to say during the segment in which I showed this. I'm gonna keep it in the. What was I doing? Yeah, when I showed that Iron Butterfly record and how I just snapped it back together and it plays fine. CDs don't do that, do they? As far as I know, if you crack a CD, you can't just snap it back in and have it laser read it, right? All right. Well, so let me backtrack here, get a sidetracked or something. Usually I do these videos inside, but and actually pop them on or play the game for a bit. But for now, I'm just going to show them. If you want to hear these, watch my live stream of San Andreas. The next live stream of San Andreas, I think I'm going to not do too many missions and just kind of mess around a lot, or maybe try to get more money via that gambling exploit or something, right? So when I'm doing missions, I don't play music. I just want to hear what gets said, right? When I'm messing around, play some tunes, silence the in-game radio. So I'll be playing these and that and the record. Right now, I just feel like sitting outside for a while. So let's get to this. Some CDs. I guess I'll go in the order they're stacked in, starting from the top. This is Chairman of the Board, something I'd never heard of. So I bought all these because, well, one seller had them, right? And there was a CD I ordered, a 4 discs, like, punk compilation I ordered, right? And then I looked at his store and found these appropriate to buy, right? But the actual CD, I went to the store in the first place. He messaged me and gave me a refund because he said there was only 1 disc, right? It's a 4 disc set. So that's nice though. I did wind up with these. Now this I've never heard. This is essentially it's a tribute to Frank Sinatra. It's a 2 disc set, 2 CDs. Hey, most of these bands probably fall on the alternative rock side, though there's a few punk bands. I'll get to the bands here in a moment if you're looking at it and reading it yourself already. It's from 1993 on Grass Records. So this is, as it says on the front here, interpretations of songs made famous by Frank Sinatra. So other singers or artists or whatnot may have done the songs before. Old, what's his name? Old Blue Eyes, right? The chairman of the board was he known as. I don't know if any of the songs that I'm not an expert on Frank Sinatra, right? So I don't know if any of his songs were written specifically for him and he was the first to sing them or what. But I know he did a lot of whatever, I don't know. Let's get on with it. So we got Screeching Weasel. These are the bands I know are Screeching Weasel. They're a punk band, right? They're pretty cool. Down by Law, I think unless they're on Punk-O-Rama Volume 1, I don't think I've heard Down by Law. I don't think I've heard most of these bands. I've heard Screeching Weasel. I think I've heard the Toadies, Girls Against Boys, the Flaming Lips. I don't know if I've actually heard Jawbox or the Vindictives or Sam I Am. Vindictives, they're punk, right? Sam I Am, maybe. Yeah, and there's a band, Urban Decay, I imagine they're punk, right? But anyway, so Screeching Weasel does Chicago. I'm not familiar with most of the originals as far as I know. Or at least I don't recognize the titles. A lot of the ones I'm familiar with I recognize from The Simpsons. You get Summer Wind by Sister Double Happiness. I think I'm familiar with that one. The Frank one, anyway. Never heard any of these covers. Who does some songs I'm familiar with? My Funny Valentine by Girls Against Boys. My Funny, Funny Valentine. It was a theme song for the show Gidget, I think. I used to live in I forgot what they're called, kind of like a boarding home where you have to share the kitchen and bathroom and with a bunch of people and you got your room, right? But the guy next to me, I think he had mental problems and he listened to, I think it was a tape with that song Funny Funny Valentine on it for like over and over. And the other side had, I think, that song, I am barely breathing. Du-du-du-du-du. Like he'd play this like over and over. So anyway, this will be hopefully a good listen. It was cheap enough to take a chance on, and it had a couple bands like Screeching Weasel and the Vindictives. Some I've wanted to hear but just never checked out, right? Even though I could go on to YouTube and listen to them, I never have. So here's Johnny Thunders and the Heartbreakers, LAMF Revisited. So LMAF, that stands for Like a Mother Bleeper. So Johnny Thunder of the Heartbreakers, or of the New York Dolls, his post-New York Dolls band, with one of his fellow Dolls. Richard Hell was on early on, but he's not in on this album. Walter Lure on second guitar. Jerry Nolan was in there for a bit. But anyway, this was originally released, back in 1978, was it? It has this little story bit, but doesn't mention this album itself, right? So I think it was back in 78 this originally came out. I may be wrong about that date, but and I don't think I've ever actually listened to the original or this one all the way through, right? So this is the and apparently the original had a bad mix or something, right? Poor production values. So in 1984, Johnny Thunders himself and someone else, I forgot who's. Oh, does it say? It doesn't say on this particular album. There was another guy within that remixed it. And this is the first CD edition of that 84 version. On Receiver Records, that's a British label. So this will be a good one to listen to. It's a cover of Do You Love Me? That's a good one. The Thunders version of Chinese Rocks, Born to Lose, there's a classic, right? So that's pretty sweet. I guess I'll put that down there. Next up, this was another one worth spending a couple bucks on. This is a Prong CD. It's a CD promo. It's a CD single and it's a promo single, right? It's sealed. I don't think I'm going to open this one because the two songs on it, there's an album track. Then there's a song, it's not a kind of like the B-side, right? Essentially, it's not from the album. but it's from a Peel Session, which is a BBC radio show that was hosted by a guy, John Peel. Bands would come on and play live. Well, they'd play live, but it was aired a day or two later, I think, with John Peel commenting between tracks. So that Peel Session is available elsewhere. This song comes from another CD or LP or whatnot. So I'd rather someday just get those right, and I'll just leave this right. So it's a promo CD, it says right there, not for resale, demonstration. So the song For Dear Life is from their 1990 album, Beg to Differ, their major label debut. Once they hit a major label, they kind of, their first two albums were thrash metal, right? Before that, they were more of a punk band, maybe. Some of the songs, if I remember right, even kind of sounded a lot before Helmet. Even they're good as a thrash band, as a punk band, even as their third major label album there. What was it called? Cleansing. That was pretty good too. It had slightly more an industrial thing going on too, maybe. But sort if I remember, and I kind of didn't follow them after that. But so this will be cool to sit there and collect dust, right? So next up, the New Bomb Turks, kind of a garage punk band, rolly. They signed to Epitaph, right? This is their second Epitaph album from 1998. And if by some bizarre, weird chance anyone happens to watch many of these Junk series videos, you'll hear me say this a lot. This is one I had back in ye old day. Yeah, so I had this one. So once, and I hate to sound like one of those people that, when they went to a bigger label, they sold out or sucked out. Although obviously it's signing to a major label can be an obvious sellout move. Not that Epitaph is a major label, but they have and had major distribution, right? And this is post-Offspring Epitaph, right? So, but they were still good. They did kind of lose a little, some rawness maybe, but they still have some good songs here. In particular, from my memory, Snap Decision's a good one. So long, Veronica Lake's a good one. In fact, I think it's good in general. Those are just the songs that stand out in my mind from my memory. I can't say I gave this one a full listen in a while, so this will be a good one to listen to. You get the lyrics. So there's 13 songs, and I think on 5 or 6 songs there's we'll say non-traditional instruments like a piano. Where is that info actually? Must be on the back of the CD. Nope, it's uncredited, I guess, unless I'm missing something. Yeah, it's in the lyrics. So there's a piano on one song, a sax on another, piano and a Rhodes, whatever a Rhodes is. I don't know what that is, to be honest. As well as a pedal steel and a banjo on one song. A Farfisa organ, which isn't out of the realms of garage rock, but I don't think they'd used it to this point. Maybe, I can't remember. And another song with a Rhodes, whatever the hell that is. A harp. I don't know if they mean a harp in the sense of a harmonica or the thing angels play, right? So yeah, they kind of did a slight little experimenting or branching out. The old honk and the old saxophone. So here is the final CD, the final item of this video. I guess I'll light this up. In honor of the final thing, I'll spark the rest of this tube up. Doobie doobie. All right, so this here is a death metal band, one I had never heard of. It's from 1994 on Mausoleum Records. I think this, I forgot, I think this is the US version pressing. So some death metal. Now most of my favorite death metal is from, say, 93 and before. But so this is one I'd never heard of. I was looking through the I've heard of Mausoleum Records. They released Joey Belladonna's first solo album when he split from Anthrax. So Rain. The album is Embrace. If I remember correctly, they're a British death metal band here. So I was looking through the sellers, other items, and this was very cheap. So I'm like, all right, sure. It's got some long ass songs. There's a 9-minute song. All right, there's 3, 6, 10 songs. Look at how they list the times. 0 hours, 9 minutes, 28 seconds, and 18 whatever hundredths of a second. So there's about a 9.5-minute song, a 7-minute one, an 8-minute and 44-minute second song, a nice 4 and 21 minute, a 4-minute 21 second one, one that's a little under a minute and a half. That must be a little interlude, right? And it's back to a nearly 9-minute song and a snappy 4-minute one. And then a 7.5-minute one, another 39-second interlude, and closing it out with an 8-minute long one. And the Discogs page for this, I don't believe This might not be the US version, I don't know. Made in Germany. So I'm rambling here to nobody as it's live. Maybe you're watching in the future. So the Discogs page listed this as like death metal, no mention of doom, but I'm suspecting this is some doomy death metal with those long songs. Trying to pop the little booklet out here. So there's So they're from 90, this is from 94, it's their debut album, but they didn't just pop up in 94. I looked them up and they had a few demos. One was out in, I think, 91, maybe 92, I don't know. So all right, this will be a fun, well, I'll say that about every CD or a piece of music I haven't heard, right? This will be a fun one to check out. Oh, this will be cool. Hopefully it's good, right? All right, let me, that's everything. How long? 40 minutes, oh yeah. Not too concise, but whatever, right? Sure, I should have another junk series video, and hopefully I'm awaiting, how many more packages am I awaiting? There's 1, 2, 3, 4. Is that it? 4 more? Oh, I know this is fun. There's 1 more. 1, 2. That one. That 5. I think it's 5. Nope, 6. 5, 6, 7. 7 more packages. So maybe it'll be more than 1 video. I should be getting 1 thing tomorrow. Maybe more, I don't know. It's in the future. But mainly, what am I getting? More records. And more CDs. And another game, I think. Alrighty, so if you want to hear this stuff, I'll probably be playing it in the next few GTA San Andreas playthroughs. And there's a viewer. Oh, I think, did I miss anything? Oh, Asgar, good night to you. Thanks for stopping by, and I hope I didn't respond late. I know I did. Now there's 2 people here, and the video's pretty much over. If you want the gist of it, here's what I got. This CD, Rain by Embrace, or Embraced by Rain, rather, death metal, some garage punk, rock and rolly stuff in the form of At New Bomb Turks, a sealed promo CD by Prong featuring a song for Dear Life and a Peel session version song for the B-side. the CD version of Johnny Thunders and the Heartbreakers, LAMF Revisited. This double CD compilation, a tribute to Frank Sinatra. People doing songs made famous by Frank Sinatra. Mostly alternative, a little punk from 1993. You got Screeching Weasel on there. These are all from one seller. Then there was this Cannibal Corpse Butchered at Birth cassette, the censored version, with a form to send in for the original artwork. Then there was, I got Blaster Master with the sleeve and the instruction manual. I don't know which way you should put that manual in. Plus it came in this little Nintendo snap case thing. Which is a little grub on there. I'm probably going to use this for Blades of Steel since I have the sleeve here to protect that. And then there's Way of the Samurai for PlayStation 2. Whoops. Oh, not what I had in mind. And this other thing is the last I will show you all here, re-show. This LP that I had, I actually got it a month ago or so, and it arrived with a big crack in it, right? So the guy refunded me the money, and I kept it sitting around. I decided to throw it away today. So it was literally at the dumpster. I took the record out of the sleeve because I wanted to throw it in the dumpster and like smash it some more. But I looked at it first, and the crack, I looked at the crack and I pushed it back together. And I'm like, huh, that looks kind of nice. It looks like it might play. And guess what? I went inside and it plays flawlessly as far as I can tell. So the guy refunded the money. When I have a little more money, I'm gonna give him the money back. I think that's the proper thing to do, right? So yeah, I'll probably maybe I'll stream this dry sometime. I should just play it on off camera, right? Get good at it, then play it, right? As a full playthrough. And this one I'm going to practice at. I don't know if I can beat Blaster Master. It's a tough one, but I'm going to give it a whirl. All right, two viewers. Thanks for watching. And, oh, I'm going to get this crap. It's out of the sun. It's getting bright. All right. Bye-bye.